Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike from Monarch Roofing, coming today to you live from Monarch Roofing World Headquarters, 725 South Main Street, Middletown, Connecticut. Today, we're going to talk about attic ventilation. This has been an issue that's come up quite a bit in our sales calls. I just thought I'd shoot a short video, explain it to you, explain what the codes are to you, and explain why most roofers aren't applying to code. So basically, attic ventilation is just that. It vents your attic, right? We all make moisture as we live in our houses. That moisture migrates to the attic, condensates on the bottom of the roof deck when the roof deck chills down at night or during the winter when the attic itself is cold, and rots the plywood from the inside out. We make our roofs tighter and tighter as time goes on with ice and water shields, seam tape, synthetic underlayments. All these codes come into play, which make our roofs and our homes tighter and more efficient, so we need more ventilation to get the moisture out. Now, there is a code for attic ventilation. It's not covered under the roofing codes, however. It's covered under the building code itself of roof assemblies, which is the 800 section of the code. Most building officials do not inspect attic ventilation to code because it's in the roofing code, which is the 900 section. However, there is a code in the 900 section, code 905.1, that says all roofing materials must be installed per manufacturer's specifications. Every single asphalt roofing manufacturer in the world wants ventilation to code. So the inspector should be inspecting to that. It's not something that should just be glossed over. It could make your home very unhealthy, your new roof not last, and I guarantee you 100% that the manufacturer will not guarantee that roof if there isn't proper attic ventilation. Now, there are two types of attic ventilation. There's eave to ridge, which is just that, where the air comes in down at the bottom by your gutters, travels under the roof deck, and exhausts out the ridge through a ridge vent. The other type is gable ventilation, cross ventilation. Most people have little louvers on the gables of their house, and the air blows in one and out the other, right? Well, there are two calculations for attic ventilation depending on which system you have. There's one calculation for gable venting and one calculation for eave to ridge venting. Now, for gable venting, you need 1 square foot of net-free ventilation per 150 square feet of attic floor space or ceiling space in your home. For eave to ridge ventilation, because it's a much more efficient way to do it, and it totally vents every bay, every area of your attic, you only need 1 net square foot of ventilation for 300 square feet of attic floor space. So it cuts it right in half. However, it does say it needs to be continuous, so therefore, when you vent this way, you're always way over what's needed by code. Your attic is vented beautiful, and you definitely will not have a mold problem. So let's take a quick look at how we come about that the mathematics of that, right? Let's do the math. So let's say your house is 40 feet long by 24 feet wide. So if we put that together, multiply that, we come up with 960 square feet of attic floor space, right? So 960 square feet of attic floor space. Let's say we have gable vents, divided by 150, because we need 1 square foot for every 150. This will give us what we need here. This says that we need, let me just check my math here, 6.4 square feet of net-free ventilation. Now, if we multiply 6.4 times 144, this gives us how many square inches of ventilation we have. And the reason we do this is because most products tell you on their package how many net square inches they have, not square feet. So this is how we get to what the product is actually giving us compared to what we need. So that comes out to 921.6. Round it up and call it 922. You need 922 net-free square inches of attic ventilation for a ranch home 40 feet long by 24 feet wide. Decent sized house, not a particularly big house. There are much bigger ones out there. So if you have a home similar to this and you have a gable vent, 2 of these on the sides of your gables, right, that vent your attic, the air flows through here, goes out the other side. Each one of these, per the manufacturer that made them, is 60 square inches of net-free ventilation. So 2 of these is going to equate to 120 square inches of net-free ventilation. 802 short of what you need. Not even close. So Joe Roofer comes to your house and says, oh, you got gable vents. They've been up there 30 years. We're just going to roll with that. You're fine. There's no mold in your attic, not right now, right? Everything's good. It's been this way since 1974 when the house was built. You're all set. I don't need to give you any additional ventilation. By the way, the shingles I'm selling you are lifetime, and they're going to get a 50-year non-prorated warranty from the manufacturer. Well, guess what? With that shortage of ventilation, you don't have any warranty from the manufacturer. Nothing. Because the day the shingles fail, even if it's on them, they're going to come out and they're going to say, where's the ventilation? Have a nice day. Sorry about that. And Johnny Laderack that sold you the roof is going to be long gone. So it's very important to have the proper ventilation. So whenever you have a new roof installed, you want to address the ventilation. You want to ask your roofer, do you have enough ventilation? If you have little gable vents on the gables, I guarantee you don't have enough ventilation. I mean, it would take a huge gable vent to get this, when most gable vents give you this, right? The other thing I would ask is ask your local building official, what do I need for ventilation if my attic is this by this? And also ask why they're not inspecting to code if you're having a roof put on, right? We have to put ice and water shield on. We have to put seam tape on. All of these are code. We can't just skip them, but somehow we can skip the ventilation. There's a large roofing company in Connecticut, one of the biggest, and they actually have a line in their contract where you can initial and say that you don't have enough ventilation and you're okay with that. How can you initial your way out of code? I mean, I can't initial and say I'm not going to put a ridge cap on or I'm not going to put ice and water shield on your roof, right? I can't let you initial that and say, oh, I don't need ice and water shield, Mike. Here, initial here. The building department would never pass that. So we want to make sure we have enough ventilation on the roof. So again, whoever does your roof, preferably it's us, because obviously we take care of these details. Make sure you have the proper attic ventilation. Stay tuned for more of my videos. This is only the beginning.